Hey guys, Dead Ponic here. So, the latest episode of Ahsoka just dropped, and I gotta say right now, holy crap. This episode did not disappoint in any capacity. Major spoilers going forward. So, the villains reach, the other galaxy, which is, basically they reach a planet called Peridia, and as Balin describes, it's where the star whales go to die. It's basically a graveyard, and they have an image of all the bones as the ship goes by. It's like, well, I didn't need to see that. Thanks a lot for that line there. And they come across some Dathomirian witches, which leads into the reveal of the Star Destroyer, which leads into the reveal of Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's actually in this episode. They stopped teasing him, and they did not disappoint. They didn't disappoint at all. Like, seriously, like, I think it may be a little much for me to say this, but I think they got him too perfect. But that could just be me. I think he did such a good job. Like, Lars Mikkelsen did such a good job. Everything about Thrawn as he's portrayed here is perfect. The makeup, the mannerisms, everything. And as Balin, Thrawn actually honors the agreement to let Sabine look for Ezra and gives her, a mount, provisions, her weapons back. It's really good. It's actually, there's a significant portion of the episode where Sabine looks for Ezra, and the Howler, which is the mount that she rides, it's kind of like a dog in a way. It has the mannerisms and behavior of a dog. It's really strange, but it's quite hilarious too. So Sabine finds a bunch of I can only describe them as rock frog people, which eventually leads into their village, which leads to Ezra. And I gotta say, the actor who plays Ezra, not a bad job actually. Balin actually, his motives are finally kind of revealed in a way. Basically, he's not after power. He's actually after trying to break the cycle of, how, like, the Jedi rise and they fall, then they rise again and fall again and again and again and again until, eventually both sides are dead. And I cannot believe I'm making that reference, but if you get the reference, you'll understand. But, yeah, so he's basically trying to break the cycle in some capacity, which is interesting. And also, he has the benefit of, as he says, the benefit of hindsight and the benefit of having wisdom. And also, he refers to Ezra as something called a Boken Jedi, which is basically a Jedi that was trained in the wild after the temple fell, which is kind of interesting that they reference that. And then eventually, the bandits that Sabine fights. Oh, by the way, her fight with the bandits is really cool. She gets to use the lightsaber, and I'm really happy she does. It's a lot of fun, actually. It's a really good fight scene. Basically, Balin kind of, and his apprentice Shin, they run into another group of bandits, and they're like, he says, the enemy of my enemy is my friend for now. And another great thing is that, they actually got Thrawn in terms of his strategic mind correct. He basically explains that he basically lets Balin and Shin go after Sabine and follow them at their own pace, as he says, and then he says dispatch 2 assault attack squadrons to support them. And when Morgan brings up, why don't you just send more? And Thrawn basically explains, our numbers have kind of dwindled, so there's no need to send any more than is necessary. And I really like that. I think they got it, perfectly. It's crazy to say that, but it's almost like they knew that people were going to either complain about it or they were going to be really excited about it because they've been teasing him for the longest time. It only took 6 episodes for him to finally come into the picture. And I gotta say though, the performance does not disappoint, and I love how accurate they got the character. A buddy of mine and I were actually afraid that they were actually going to mess up his character. And at the end of the episode where he tells Morgan, okay, well, the Jedi and Death and Resurrection are kind of the same thing that Night Sisters and Jedi share. And he basically says, I want to know everything about Ahsoka, her history, her tactics, her master, everything. That is definitely a Thrawn thing. And if you watched Rebels, you'll know that even though they toned him down for that show, he's still, like, super analytical. It's quite interesting. Now, the only thing I would say is semi out of character is that he intends, once the cargo is loaded and all that, and when his ship leaves the system, or leaves the galaxy, he intends to strand not just Sabine and Ezra, but Baylan and Shin. So he was intending to betray those allies. So I can only imagine, like, they're not going to be too pleased about that. So I don't know. I have a funny feeling that the next episode is going to be where Ahsoka comes into the picture. She kind of discovers what's going on. Oh yeah, at the beginning of the episode, it's really pretty actually, like seeing the hyperspace the light speed thing, and where, when Heiyun or Hu Yang, he starts telling a story, and he starts with a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Nice touch there. But they kind of Ahsoka and him kind of discuss that, that Sabine went with the enemy willingly, which is kind of a weird, which kind of threw off Ahsoka, and she's afraid that she's doing Sabine's doing it for her own personal reasons, and at any point the enemy could possibly backstab her and betray her and kill her, which is something they're trying to prevent. I'm really hoping that the next episode we get to see more of Thrawn's mannerisms, because I can't get enough of this. Like, everything is pretty much spot on. Even his entrance. Now, granted, Thrawn isn't known for, like, grand entrances, but he definitely has, that was definitely an entrance. That was an entrance, alright. I appreciate, like, that he's, like, kind of an honorable guy, and how he's, as my buddy explains, he's very pragmatic in his strategic, and how he conducts himself on a strategic level, which is great. I love that. That's everything I've wanted to see with Thrawn in live action. Now, the question is he gonna, what kind of havoc is he gonna wreak on the galaxy? But so stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next week. See you later.